Alright, hello guys, it's Antonio. Today I'll be doing a Q&A on my economies of scale, and maybe some similar or related topics. Today's video is sponsored by College Board, SAT, all that stuff. You know, 5 steps to a 5 also supports us. Also, let's get 5 likes for that 5 that I will get on this micro exam. Alright, so let's begin the Q&A. So, first question comes from at Mr. T Rocks 123, and he asks, "What is an economy of scale?" All right. Well, at Mr. T Rocks 123, let me read you the book definition. So, an economy of scale is defined as a situation in which long-run average total cost declines as the output of a firm increases. Basically, what that means is as you make more products and you produce more for your firm, your total cost for making that product decreases. Interesting. Good question. But, alright. Okay, so second question comes from at Tease That Boy 456. Okay, interesting names. Alright, he says, "Hey Antonio, could you please tell me what this economies of scale is?" What? Sure. At Tease That Boy 456. Thanks for asking, first of all. And well, so an economy of scale is when you basically make more money as you make more products. Well, if you could tell kind of by the name, at this economy of scale is when you start losing money. Basically, as the more products that you make, the ATC curve, the average total cost curve, starts going upward in an upward slope. So it'll be the opposite of the economy of scale. Pretty good question, also. All right, so let's move to the next question. All right, so those two questions are pretty similar. Pretty good questions, to be honest. All right, but you know what? Actually, before we go on, let me show you guys what I mean by the slope. So, camera, could please zoom in. So, basically, this will be the total cost per unit, or the products that you produce, and then this will be the output. So basically, in economies of scale, the more you make, the less you gotta pay. Right? So it's going down like that. It's going down. And this economy of scale is going upwards. So basically, the more you make, the more you gotta pay for that product. Alright? Put that away for now. Alright, so let's move to the third question. Alright. Interesting question. Let me just explain this just real quick. Nobody has asked that yet. Maybe somebody will ask it, but if they do ask it, I already answered it right here. And it's basically, nobody asked what constant returns to scale was or anything related to that. And basically what that means is that it'll be in the middle. So if you think about the graph, how it was going, so it's economies of scale. More you sell, the less you gotta pay. Then this part right here will be constant returns to scale. In the middle, it's just a straight line going up the ATC curve. And then as it goes up again, it will be the diseconomies of scale. So basically, as you make products, you pay the same amount for what the product is. So there's no disadvantage or advantage during your production of that product. All right. So now let's move into the third question. So it comes from at T-Economics. Interesting name, T-Economics. Alright, so he says, "How does the ATC curve move throughout a firm?" Okay, that's a really good question. Alright, so well, although not two firms are the same or maybe alike, they might be somewhat alike but not the same. Most firms usually start from an economies of scale, then move through the constant returns to scale, and then end up in the diseconomies of scale if they make or overproduce their product. Alright, so that's a really good question. Alright, so it'll be it'll be exactly like the graph that I showed earlier. Alright, so it'll kind of look like this. This will kind of be the graph of like most firms as they go throughout their, producing stages. So at the start it'll be the more they make, the less they gotta pay. Then it'll move to a constant returns to scale where it'll just be even. And lastly, then it'll start getting to a diseconomies of scale. And it'll, after that, start stabilizing again. Alright? Going back to constant and then back to economies of scale. But on a smaller type of range. Alright, so let's go to the fourth question. Alright, so let me see. Interesting. The ad of this person is Guns and Butter 98. Interesting. Alright, so he asks, what does it mean that the AFC plus ABC equals ATC? Sounds like a math equation right there. Interesting, my friend. Alright. He said, my teacher explained it, but I forgot. Ooh, not paying attention in class? Not good. Alright, so let's go to the fourth question. Let me answer it. Guns and Butter 98. Let me answer your question real quick. So basically, in some little bit more complicated terms of the math equation, what that means is that the average fixed cost, which is the fixed cost divided by the quantity produced, plus the average variable costs, which are variable costs divided by quantity produced, equal the average total cost, which is defined by the total cost of production divided by quantity produced. Right? So you're just basically adding the average fixed cost and the average variable cost, and that will give you your average total cost, which will be what will end up costing your company to make a certain product or a certain good. Alright, hope that clears any confusion. And then let's go to the next question. Fifth question of the day comes from at Supreme Break 96. Whoa, interesting name, Supreme. Nice brand. Alright, so let's see what he says. So he says, hey Tonio, would you mind explaining what a minimum efficient scale is? Thanks. Okay, ooh, that's a question. I almost forgot about that. Alright, so at Supreme Break 96. So a minimum efficient scale, by definition, is the smallest scale of production for which long run average total cost is at a minimum. So basically in English, it is the minimum amount of product or goods that you can produce where the average total cost is at a minimum. So let's say you're selling apples. Basically it's the least amount of apples you can sell to keep your business running. Put it that way. So it's like the least you can sell. Probably not what you want to do if you have a business, but you could do it because it's the minimum you can sell. So, alright. So that was the last question, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. Like, subscribe. Any other questions, you can send them to the email. At least 5 likes. Sorry, 5 likes. All I ask. If you give me 4 likes, I might just get a 4 on the exam. 3 likes. If I get no likes, you really want me to fail. And I don't appreciate that. But I have faith in you guys. So subscribe, like, and comment any other questions that you guys have, and see you guys next time.